So this morning, it's early morning, it's nice and sunny on our final day here on the island. I'm going to do a brief tour of Appuldurcombe Gardens Appuldurcombe Gardens Caravan Park. So we'll start over here where we're staying. So this is the pool area. And at the top of the pool area, you've got some seating with some picnic benches. You've got a lovely, fantastic heated pool, quite a big one. Now the sun comes up from the east, so in the morning that tree there blocks out a lot of the sunlight, but by the afternoon the sun's shining over the pool and it's a really beautiful pool. And then you've got the bar and cafe area that does snacks, ice cream, alcohol and pizzas and breakfast. So in the morning you can get breakfast there, then they also do pizzas in the evening. And then above the bar area you've got Folly East and Folly West. We're staying in Folly East, which is the one on the right hand side, because that's the east of the island, or east. And those apartments, as you'll see in another video, are really, really well stocked and well maintained. They're really beautiful. Now along here, you've got a couple of the lodges that are here now. So that grey fenced off area at the back used to be the children's paddling pool, and it's now part of the garden for the lodges. So these lodges here are also available for rent. Now the ones at the front, this one at the front here, used to be the camp shop. But it's not anymore. There isn't a camp shop on site, but you can, it's a 2-minute drive up to Wroxall if you want to get some, if you need some stuff for your caravan or for your tent or for your apartment. Now down here, there used to be where you'd camp if you were backpacking, if you only had a 2-man tent and stuff like that. So you see a lot of people doing that sort of camping down here. I'm not sure whether that's still available, but over here to the left you've got the owner's house. Well, it was the owner's house. I don't know whether it still is. It's a beautiful house. I absolutely adore that house. It's so nice. It's got a garage underneath, 2 floors above it. It is beautiful. And then here is the laundry room. Now, the laundry room, if you're going camping, laundry rooms are really, really useful. So you don't have to bring as much stuff. You've got in here some coin-operated washing machines and some tumble dryers. And then to the left, you've got the ironing room and a place to do a bit of washing up if you need to. And then over here, just a little bit further on, we have a toilet and shower block. So if you need to use that, I can't imagine that gets used an awful lot anymore. Now, through this section here, this is the orchard. Now in the orchard is where the caravans are. I'm not sure, I think this might be a lodge here on the left. Looks like it could be. But these are the caravans here at Appuldurcombe. They're all in the orchard, which is the walled orchard. Now, the grounds here for Appuldurcombe Gardens were obviously part of Appuldurcombe House at some stage, which is where the name comes from. And we're probably going to try and pop up to Appuldurcombe House this morning. But these are all the caravans. Now, I've never stayed in any of the caravans here before, but we did have family friends who have, and they were quite nice. They look really nice online. They've obviously been updated since the last time I was in them, which would have been, gosh, 30 years ago. But it looks really nice, really quiet. I think that's one of the things I like about this park, is that it's a quiet park, but it still has a bar if you need it. I think that's what most people want from camping nowadays. Now, as you leave the orchard, or as you enter it, I guess, if you've parked your car up, this is where you'd park your car. And this is where you'd park your car if you were staying in one of the caravans. And then you walk through there to your caravan. Loads of ample amount of parking spaces, parking bays. And you also park up here if you're staying in Follies, which is where we are. Now, this is the reception here at Appuldurcombe. And this is where you check in, and also where you book for next year if you really want to. This is what my parents always used to do. And These stocks here, these Appuldurcombe stocks, bring back good memories for me from when I was a kid and we used to come in. Also got some leaflets and some local information. Reception hours are 9 to 5. What I'm going to do whilst I'm here is vote for Appuldurcombe in the Red Funnel Awards. I might do some more voting on those later. And so one other thing whilst we're here, there's also a lot of ducks crossing signs, which I quite like. All non-residents, please report to reception. So you come around the corner there into the, can be quite a blind bend, so you have to be really careful as you come around. But this is the other house, and this is also a beautiful residence as well. To be fair, absolutely love that one as well. But that was where, so that was where the other part owner used to live. Now, along here is where we predominantly used to camp when we come here on our holidays. We'd come here for 2 weeks most years, to be fair, and we'd camp up here. Pitch, never in pitch number one. Never in pitch number one. There used to be a taxi driver from London who used to always be there pitch number one for about a month. And so each pitch has its own electrical hookup, and then you've got water stations dotted around at various points, and then you've got a bin store up the top there. So we would generally be here on about 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, and then the other side of that hedge, I don't know where it's been cut down, but oh no, is that a hedge in front of the hedge, or is that the road? So this hedge, it must have been cut back a little bit, surely, because there's the road the other side. So this road here, the other side of this, leads to God's Hill. But I recall that hedge being so much taller when I was a kid. We used to often knock like balls and shuttlecocks over there, and we had to walk all the way around to go and retrieve them. But there's a chance that it's been cut down, or there's also a chance that I'm just short. I'm just taller now than I was when I was a kid. People packing up to go home. So here's the water stations here. And all the pitches are clearly marked by these concrete markers here. Now, when we used to visit Appuldurcombe, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it feels so much smaller than when I was a kid. Obviously, it's an enormous, massive area, but it's still a big park. It's still a big caravan park. But so this field over here at the back, and this was just a field. This wasn't camping pitches or anything like that. I'll go down and explain a bit more as we get round. But I remember when we had a little caravan, and we had a little touring caravan for a couple of years. And I do recall us being along this part here when we were in the caravan. Now this building here wasn't here. So up here you've got so the pitches at the top mostly grass pitches. Down here you've got some of the hard floor pitches for more for your caravans and your motorhomes. Now down here is another washing up station. This is all new from when I used to come. This wasn't here. So you've got a newer washing up station. I'll show you the older one that I used to go to a bit later on. Don't be mean, please keep this area clean. And I think it's also a toilet block and shower block for the people who are staying down this end of the park. You can see this is a lot more modern than the toilet blocks at the top end. So this field down here used to just be a playfield, but now it's been converted for caravans. You've got some more water hookups down the bottom, and there's some more pitches over there. And round here, this area over here used to be the pitch and putt, but again it's been converted into more pitching, more camping areas. So these are all more hard flooring ones for your caravans and your campers. This used to be a little pitch and putt. I remember my sister and I once earned a drink of pop at the clubhouse every night for putting the flags out on the pitch and putt each morning. Now, this little river here, this little stream, not a river, it's a stream, runs through the entire campsite. And I'll show you this when we get back up the top. So this little stream here runs through the campsite, and I'll show you this when we get back up the top. And no fishing. I can't imagine there's too many fish in there, to be fair. But it runs all the way through the campsite. As I say, this area here used to just be a playing field. So now we're going to head back up towards the clubhouse and show you the play area, and then the final toilet block, and that will conclude my morning tour of Appuldurcombe. So this bottom end of the park, you've got some houses in the village of Wroxall above you, down there. Nice and flat down here. I do like camping. Camping is good, but it's a faff getting your tent up. And then if you have weather like we had on Tuesday, and you're in a tent, it's not great. If the weather's good, camping is amazing. And the UK is a brilliant place to go on holiday if the weather's good. It's so changeable, which is why people go abroad. One of the reasons we're going to Tennessee later on in the year is that if we spent 2 weeks in the UK like we did 2 years ago, we went to Cornwall for 2 weeks, and the weather was so bad that we didn't feel like we'd had a proper holiday. So up here, I'm just going to go along here, and this is behind the reception area. So behind the reception area we have, there is a washing line there for your towels if you want to. There used to be loads of rotary washing lines there, so there's a couple there to put your towels on if you want to. And then the stream runs, so yeah, you can put your towels on there if you want to, but the stream runs all the way underneath there and all the way down the bottom, and then all the way along the bottom of the campsite. But the stream used to be all open along here. It's been covered over the years, but it still exists. Here's the stream and the water feature, which the water looks like it's stagnating a little bit there. But across this bridge here we have the men's and ladies facilities, shower rooms, bathrooms, and toilets and washing facilities. So those are the ones we would use more often because we were camping at the top. And then here is the washing up room. And then you have the washing up room. And then just over here, and the area to get rid of your chemical toilets as well. And over here we have the play area, which has got some swings and some slides. It's a nice little play area actually, better than it was when I was a kid, I'll tell you that right now. Now there's one other thing I want to show, and that is around the front here. So across the car park, and I'll show you the it's a little bit misty this morning over in the hills. So Wroxall and Venter are surrounded by Boniface Downs. Not sure whether this counts as that, but it's a bit misty this morning, so you can't see. When the mist clears, you get a fantastic view across the fields. Now around here, as you can see, a bit of a sharp corner, and we go over onto the pedestrian side in case anyone's walking out, and this is where the stream comes all the way from. Disappointingly, someone's dropped a Coke bottle in there, which is annoying. I'll pick that up on the way out. Yeah, no, I'll have to get, I can't reach down for it right now, so I'll have to get a stick or something to get it out, but I will. And if you come along here, this is the car entrance, the main entrance for people that are driving in. Now if you come in from God's Hill and you come down this little road here, which I would never choose to do, I always come in from Wroxall, it's a bit easier. It's called Red Hill Lane, or Horseshit Road as we used to call it. But up here is Appuldurcombe House, which I'm going to try to go to before we go out this morning. In all the years, and there's some horses over here in the field. Morning, horses. So up here is Appuldurcombe House. Now in all the years I've been to Wroxall on the island, I've never actually been into Appuldurcombe House. It is just a shell, so that's probably the reason why. But we're going to pop up there before we go out today and have a quick look around. Now we have walked across this field to God's Hill, you can do that. But the house is a bit further down there, so I'm not going to walk up to there this morning. We'll drive up there. Lazy bones. So just going to show what's at the front here of the house, of the caravan park. A nice little doggy. Good morning. Come here. So this is the so they used to have the Isle of Wight Owl and Falconry Centre up there, but that's obviously closed down. It's a shame. Now, one thing I will say about Appuldurcombe is, and it always has done, is how beautiful the flowers are. The flowers are really well done, and they're really, really pretty. They've always been nice. The gardens have always been lovely and well maintained. Some nice roses there. And this is the crazy golf area, which I think I've played once. Don't know whether anyone still plays it or not. But yeah, that's been there for 30 years, I think. So we're just going to walk around down the road here and back into the caravan park down by the main entrance. Not main entrance, that's the main entrance. Behind me is the main entrance. We're just going to walk down. Make sure I walk on the correct side of the road. So if you're walking a country lane in the UK, you always walk towards the traffic. That is what you should do. And the reason for that is so you can see the cars coming towards you. A lot of people who will walk on the left because that's the side we drive on, but that is not the correct side to walk on if you are a walker. Especially if you're in a country lane with no pavements like this one. Some greenhouses that have seen better days up there. Now, Appuldurcombe and the Isle of Wight are a very special place to me. We spent so many years on holiday here when we were kids, and I absolutely love it. In my memory, all the weather was always fantastic. The ground was too hot for us to walk on with our bare feet, and we had an absolute whale of a time. Would I have changed any of that for a trip abroad? No, I wouldn't. I absolutely love Appuldurcombe. I love the Isle of Wight, and if the weather was good, I'd come here every year. Even though I'm really against that sort of thing, as long as it wasn't my only holiday. But there's the old Appuldurcombe, Caravan Park sign. Gosh, that must be from the 80s, that at least. So this is the entrance if you're staying in the lodges, or if they still allow you to pitch down here. So you can see this house here. This is the owner's home. Look at that garage underneath it. Look how beautiful that house is. Always loved that house. It's amazing. But look how pretty the gardens are as well. Look, they are so well kept. This is one of the... such a nice caravan park. I really couldn't recommend it more highly. Now, I do look at it through rose-coloured glasses, I will not lie, but for me it's got everything you need from a UK camping holiday, without, it's not Haven, and it will never be Haven, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, so that's the end of my walking tour of Appuldurcombe this morning. Just heading back to our apartment now and get ourselves ready for a day down at Shanklin. My review of Appuldurcombe, 10 out of 10, obviously. It's not getting anything less than that, without a shadow of a doubt. Would I recommend staying here? Yeah, stay here. It's amazing. Brilliant little caravan park. Really love it. And I'm just heading back up to our apartment now so that we can go to Shanklin for the day, for our final day of our Isle of Wight trip. So one last thing to say before I sign off, which is get out there and explore your world. You have been watching Munchy Road Hippopotamus. Thank you for joining us in our adventures. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy our channel, and tell us about any adventures that you have in the comments below. Get out there and explore your world.